Hey, this is Troy from Coinailyzer. I got a lot of good feedback from looking at mint marks and years images. So I thought, gee, maybe it would be good to show some other things. So today I'm taking a good look at crops. So what cropping is when there's the coin in the image, we have to find exactly where that coin is and cut it out. So we only are trying to grade on that coin itself. It's a very critical part of the process. It seems easy, it is not easy. I've tried many things. Ultimately, we trained an AI to find the coin. The AI is not perfect, it's getting better all the time. And part of how it gets better is with things like this, where I take a look at all of the failures and try to get them resolved for the next roundabout. So, as you can see here, this is pretty typical where things get cut off. Now we're talking about 1 to 2% of coins that go through get this, so it's by no means prevalent, but 1 to 2% is bad enough. And it's one thing when it gets rejected for this, but these are the ones that actually made it through and weren't rejected. That can be okay. The AI still can do a pretty good job, but there are times like look at this one here where there's just nothing to go off of. It gets really difficult for the AI to do a good grade if it doesn't have anything to work with. So a little bit like this Eisenhower, a little bit cut off probably is fine, but still worth looking at. So there are a couple different flavors here of these cuts where they go right in the middle. Sometimes on the side like these. Sometimes it's just the real edge of the coin. Interesting one that I used to see a lot, we've gotten a lot better about, is like here, the Sacagawea, where it just focuses on one small part of the coin instead of the full coin. Obviously, we lose all the rim detail and things like that. We have a couple different types of pieces that we see here. So another big problem is on an angle. So when you're taking the picture, it's really best to be 90 degrees above looking down or pretty close to that. But it's pretty easy for somebody to think that they can, take their phone and go like this. The problem is that instead of a pure circle, what we end up with is something oblong. And you'll see here we have all sorts of pieces like that where it doesn't quite fit into the circle because of that. A lot of these still ID and grade okay, but obviously there's a cut in quality because of it. So what we really want is to have these not go through, and especially on the front end, we want to tell people ahead of time that it's not going to go so that they can take a better picture of it. Now, I will tell you if you hear anything in the back end. Philip, say hi. So Philip is my barely verbal autistic son and best buddy sidekick. So he's often here, but he likes to talk movie quotes, Disney movie quotes in the background. So if you hear him, it's usually really pretty good. So let's take another look. So sometimes the crop just isn't quite right, especially like on a slab over here. What happens is instead of cutting out the coin, well, this one's pretty good, but I don't know uh, why I didn't get it off. Instead of cutting out the coin, it cuts out a ring around the slab. Pretty much that doesn't happen anymore, but you can see that out of uh, whatever we have now, a little under 20,000 uploads, 95 of them have had this happen. So we'd like to get that down to zero. Occasionally, like the cropper just misses it altogether. Now this is one of those pictures down here. This buffalo head, which you can see even if it took the picture, right? They're gigantic amounts of glare. It's That's a real problem. You can see a lot of that fuzziness here too. But what I'm really looking for here is why things didn't crop correctly, so that I can go and I can fix them. Now, the good news is these were all spotted by the system and bumped to me. So we're getting a lot better at finding ones uh, that are a problem. But here you can see, what a good one looks like, right? You can see the rim. There's the clear gray around it. This one's maybe not quite right, but this is what a good one should look like. I'd love to get rid of even this little bit, but frankly, those are good enough to grade. And sometimes we just get, you know, American flags people put in. I mean, I don't even know what these are. And these could be parts of slabs that the crop got instead of the full thing, or they could be people took pictures of things that aren't real. So anyway, I thought it might be interesting to go through this and show you what we're looking at. So what I do is I take these, I make sure that they're marked as bad, and we use them to train the AI. Sometimes I'll have to go in and put a square around exactly where it should be so that the AI knows in the future how to cut that out. And we go back through, we run it through some intensive processes, takes usually 5 to 6 hours on a very good machine. And the AI figures out, okay, how to make it even better. So that's the process. We're making everything better and better day by day. Thank you so much for helping us with this. I hope that it's really providing you a lot of value in the meantime with the good grades, and it's only getting better and better. So thank you so much.